Alrighty, guys and gals, what's happening, everybody? It's City Skylines, the first game, the OG. So, for my channel members, I have a series just for them, and I think we're 28, 27, somewhere in there episodes. One of my channel members, he remains to wish a anonymous David Johnson. Just kidding. Wasn't. Just made that name up. Wishes to remain. He said, don't tell anybody. Okay. He suggested that I open up the members only thing to everybody on the channel. Says, why not just share, you know? And then he went on to say how amazing I am. He said, best YouTuber he's ever seen. He went on to say, it's not fair that we get this private amazing contest. Yeah, we're supporting you, but that's just because you deserve it. And then he went on to say further about how much, amazing I am, my looks, all of that. And then he goes, I think you should open it up. He didn't say any of that except for the opening it up to everybody. So I've gotten this suggestion before. What I've decided to do, since we are so far into that members only thing, the city's pretty big. Like your wainery. Sorry, I just stopped recording. I meant to hit that. That's an ongoing thing I'm doing in my members only. I've decided I'm just going to start another Let's Play. I'm balls to the wall busy. I have so much going on. I have a job. I'm like 6 Let's Plays going on. I think the best thing to do, honestly, is to start another one. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I don't know how often I'm going to release this, but this is episode 1 for everybody on the channel. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to, let me look at my options. I want to open up, I don't want to hide that. I don't want to hide any of this. The hell am I doing? Where do I find, hold on. What am I doing? We're going to do a new game. Is it Content Manager? Here's the thing we have going on. For this, how do I do this? Come on, guys. I'm going to unlock everything. I'm going to do new game here. I'm going to do a custom map theme. I love this Seas Larimar tropical theme. It's beautiful. Let's pick a place. I'm going to do unlimited funds because we're just going to have fun. I'm going to kind of get creative, and I don't want to be locked down by money. It's fun to do that. But let's just go crazy and just have some fun, design whatever we want. So let me look at some of these. I've never built on most of this stuff in here. Wolf Creek. So if you look down here, as I select a map, you can see it has the suitable area for building. That's kind of interesting there. That's kind of cool. Swamplands, huh? Gray Waters, Narrow Passage. I've built there before. That's interesting. Wyvern Pass. That looks kind of interesting as well. I've built here before. Some of these DLCs are amazing. Coastland. This is kind of cool looking. It's not a huge building area, though. This is a European theme. That's pretty cool looking. I think I've built Shifting Sands before. This has a lot of open area to build on. This might be kind of cool. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for, but I'll know it if I see it. Pearl Bay. Look at this. Doesn't have a lot of area to build on. What about Twin Fjords? Ooh, this looks cool. This is the Bay of Rivers. Wow, it has less building area than the other one, 48%. All right, well, I want some buildable area. That's kind of cool. I feel like I've built here before. So some of these are content creator packs. That's awesome looking. This would be a lot of bridges if we decided to build here. It's a 78% building area. Let's do this. I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to apply the theme. So what this theme does is it makes your beaches nice and white and sandy, and it makes the water nice and blue. So we're going to do River Delta. I don't know what this icon is for DLC. I have no idea. But let's jump into it. I'm going to unlock. Oh my gosh, is it unlocked? I kind of want money to be unlocked. So like I said, we can just kind of go crazy. If you don't know what City Skylines is, it is obviously a city builder, but it's so much more than that. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I have a lot of hours in this game. And so I think we're going to call this Season 7. I think I've got 6. I call them seasons. It's basically me building a city until I get tired of it and then the season's over. Or I kill everybody. That's happened quite a few times. I'll show you the mods I'm using. I've been having a lot of trouble with mods, like breaking, not working. I'll show you the ones I have, and if I can remember, I will list them in the description if you're interested. These are just kind of things I can't do without. The reason I have some of these mods is because I have a little bit of an OCD thing going on. And if you don't have mods, you're going to go nuts. I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to go crazy. Okay, so we're starting... Well, we don't have unlimited money, but we have 715,000. That's weird to me. I don't remember where you set this. Where I say unlock everything. I don't know where that is. This is a good amount of money. We'll take this. Look at this. So this is where we start here. They give you 1 square, and if we zoom out, if I click the map, the areas, this is the buildable. This is what we can build on. Now, there's another mob called 81 tiles where you get basically every single thing that's available. It's huge, huge, huge area to build on. Look at this down here. Look at that. That is I think I've actually built here before. But this is what we're going to start with, and this will work for right now. Looks like I've got access to railroad, which is rare that you have this on your starter tile. One thing I'm going to do is look at terrain. I always say I'm going to just work with the terrain, but if you've watched my channel and watched these before, you know I never do. I don't ever, sometimes, but not often. So what I'm going to do is level all of this out. I mean, a lot of it. So what this does for you, if you level like this, your grid is unbroken. If you build on an area that has different heights and terrain, it can break your grid. And when I'm first starting out, I kind of like... I don't like that. I like everything to be, well, perfect. I don't like the broken grid. I'm going to have to fix that railroad track right there, but we will. All right. Let's get a little bit closer down here. So what I'm doing here is with this terrain tool, I select the level terrain. I right click at the height I want, and then I left click and hold down and drag it around. And that sets the terrain. This is interesting that this is probably a content creator map. Look at this. That is a crazy looking junction there. So we're going to need to get rid of this because that's not going to work for us. Now, I think I created my own inlet here. and saved it, if I go into roads and go to junctions, yeah, this is mine. This should line up. Well, it would if these were straight. Let me straighten these roads up right here. It's going to actually go out that way. Oh, I can purchase that. Okay, so this is something you wouldn't normally be able to do. What I'm doing here, I want to break these because I want this stuff to come out straight here. And the reason I want that is so that I can connect my connection. I created this in the asset editor. Oh, because this... So this fits perfectly for the vanilla maps, but this road was laid in a little bit differently. So that's okay. I'll try to... What we'll do is we'll just do this. I'll try to get it close, and then we'll just connect them. Well, we'll take this back, and then this looks... Yeah, so it's not the same width, but that's okay. It's as good as you can get. But I made this so that I don't have to do this every time when I start. And since we're playing with, I mean, not unlimited money, but we have way more than... I think when you start, what do you have, guys? It's like 65 or 70,000 credits, or however you want to word that. We need to take off these turns. Everything needs to go right here. I don't want anybody making a U-turn there. That's ridiculous. Okay. So one thing I'm going to do is get rid of all of these trees, and because I like to put trees back when I need them. So I'm just going to right-click and drag around. And we'll put this stuff back in, like I said, when we are ready for it. All right. So these light areas here, if I go to ground resources, this is a fertile land, I believe. And we will make our own resources. So let's take a look here. This is a kind of a cool area we're going to build on. We're going to have bridges jumping across here, but let's just get started with a basic. Well, this isn't basic, but so we'll extend this. This is going to be like the main drag. And this road is what I'll refer to as an arterial. And I've learned all this stuff from watching master Skylines builders like Sully, City Planner Plays, Imperial Jedi, Overcharged Egg. Those guys just incredible. Incredible. Amazing, those people. So I'm going to try to keep my intersections far apart, especially this main road. I'm probably not going to zone to this. Here in New Mexico and a lot of other states in the United States, you'll have like a highway or like a main road, and then off of it you'll have what's called either a service road or an access road, where you can jump off the interstate, roll down, and then get off the exit, or roll down further. You kind of travel along this road without actually being on the interstate. I might do that here. One thing that will do is I won't have to have like these hardcore junctions in this road here. So if we'll just do medium roads here. Do I want to do one way? Maybe we could. Let me think about how I want to do this. I think these are too large, these roads here. Yeah, let's do small road. I can always switch these. I'm going to do the grass road here. So let's see. What I'm going to do is run this along like this. I'm not that I don't want that one way. You know, it might work, but I'm not going to do it. So this is one of the things that Anarchy is just amazing at. It would allow me to make this connection here, but it's the game. It's got some issues, but we'll just do it with the curved road tool. That works just fine, and I'll just do the opposite here. There we are. Now this is going to put a light, and I don't want a light on this road. This add-on is called TMPE, Traffic Manager President Edition, and it's amazing. They're called mods here, but I'm going to call them add-ons probably because World of Warcraft. They're called add-ons, but so anyway, access road. And we can put some trees here and decorate. So people coming into the city, you know, if I end up putting a neighborhood here, they can just get right off, go into the neighborhood, or if it's an industry truck, if we have industry back here or whatever else, they can just continue along. So let's start thinking about our first little neighborhood here. Can I... Hold on. I think I actually do want to upgrade this if I can. Let's see. If I hit the exclamation point, the upgrade tool. No, that's okay. We'll do this. I'll upgrade this. I've got a... Yeah, it's just... The base game has so many limitations. Like I said, without add-ons, it's damn near... It makes it really difficult. But you can force it. Well, not force it, but you can just use... well, just do what we did. Put the lights back because I did delete. But I don't want lights here. Maybe we do... oh, let me get this one connected. Let's take this back a little bit. Get rid of this light. Okay. Make sure we can get any weird stuff here. I like that that's a dedicated turning lane. And I don't want... So coming this way, I'm going to use the lane arrows thing here. I don't want a double turning lane there, just this one. But he can also go straight. Straight or turn. Makes sense to me. Do I want double turn here? We don't want double turn here either. Straight or straight. Okay. 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 So it's going to do the same here. I don't know if there's a way for me to say whenever I set this junction, keep it like this. Yeah, it's the same thing here. Okay. All right, let's start building here. I don't want to go crazy, but I do have some freedom now, so let's think about our first little neighborhood back here. And I'm just going to lay it in as a grid. The grids are, you know, they're very efficient. It's what most... Let's do like a main road here. Coming back. Consider this like a collector, so arterial into collector road there. And on these collector roads, I might have it backwards. I don't know. I'll put services maybe on these, at least shops and stuff. And then back off of this will be our smaller roads. And I'm going to use the ones with the grass because they actually increase land value. I didn't realize that. What the hell? Got it like scrolled all the way over there. Oh, it's this. I had it selected. Okay. All right. Again, I'm going to try to keep the intersections kind of far apart. That's too close, in my opinion. If you plan ahead, you can avoid stuff like that. See, I came out 2,000 there. We'll come out 2,000 this way. Hold on. Did that screw it up? I'm actually okay with this. I'm okay with leaving some space like that between the zones. So these things you see here, the squares are where you can zone. And there's 3 types of zoning. There's commercial, commercial, residential, industrial, and office. And they each have high and low density, except for office and industrial. So these will be lights here. Anytime you connect a larger road to a smaller road, you will get a light by default. If we intersect 2 of these roads, you will not get an intersection. Thankfully, you won't get that. But let's come across this way, and we'll do the same over here. Do that. So no intersection there. Just nice. So little neighborhoods back here. Probably make a little path here. And let's put that in first. So if I go here, we'll use the gravel path. And what I do, I turn everything off here. This is the snapping thing. If you don't, you're going to have trouble. It's going to say it's too distance too short, or your mama's too short. It's going to give you some offensive message. All right. I can't stand how that it breaks up like that, but we'll fix that with trees. Trees are wonderful. Okay, I need more than this. So let's I'm going to keep building out because we're going to have demand here. This will probably continue over this way. I might make a little bridge there in the future. But for right now, let's just keep... I got to turn everything back on here. I'll come out too wide. Let me get rid of these trees. So I want to show you something here. If you don't get rid of trees, the reason I get rid of trees, let me show you something. I'm going to lay a road down right across. Now it'll remove those trees, but watch what happens when I delete the road. They come right back. Those trees are still there. And from what my understanding, they still have to load. And this game gets very, very slow when it's loading. And the more assets it has to load, the slower it's going to be. So again, it's just my suggestion is just get rid of the trees. Don't build over them. And then when you want to put them back manually. That's what I always do. And everybody knows I'm the best. Yeah, everybody knows you're full of yourself too, aren't you, E? Yeah, a little bit. That's probably going to end up being a bridge. So I'm just going to leave that unzoned for right now. It's kind of a weird area. Let's just bring it out, though. Why not just... For now, this makes for a very weird intersection. Another thing I can't stand about the game. It's too close to this node to snap. It's okay. We'll just bring it to there. Like that. Okay. And all right. So I've got to provide water and power. So let's go to water here. And if I choose the inlet, there'll be little arrows. It'll show me the direction that the water is flowing this way. This is important. However, actually, I don't really have to worry about it too much because we have access to the advanced stuff. You normally wouldn't have access to what I'm getting ready to do. So let's see. I'll suck my water up from here just for now. I'm going to use just 2 of these. And I'm going to use Move It to get these a little bit closer. Move It kind of acts like anarchy after you place something. Now, let me make sure this is deep enough right here. One thing I've learned about these water pumps, they will suck dry if you're not deep enough where you put them. So let's make sure that's plenty deep there. Okay, let's connect these with the pipe. Now, when you guys click on your power or electricity, you notice I keep the view I have. It's an add-on. David, let me know what it is. If you click info views, this is what you guys will see. And you kind of need this, I think, for setting up. But let me put my water treatment area in, and I'm actually going to do that over here. What needs? Hold on, it needs access to the road. Let me see. Let me think about this. I'm going to move these. These should be upstream, obviously, from your sewage. But we're going to be using, I'm going to be using these. Advanced water treatment plant. This puts it back into the ground. This is much higher capacity. I think we're okay here. It's got to be placed on a roadside. Well, I'm going to have my industrial area over here anyway. I already know that because we have the train tracks. So what I'm going to do is set up, let's mimic this if I can. Can I do this? I always struggle with this. What I'm going to try to use is something called the marquee selection tool here. I'm going to see if I can mimic, duplicate this. I need this one. I need that. And I need that. This is perfect. I want all of that plus that. Now, if I alt-click here, look at that. Let me see if I can actually place this. No, it's not going to snap. I don't think that's going to be connected. That's okay. I'm trying to get it. Okay. Yeah, so it's not connected. That's okay. I can just do this. We'll just take that off, and then I'll use the curved road tool to reconnect that. That's pretty fucking badass that we just did that. Okay. Now, I'm just realizing something. This is not the best to have this kind of intersection that close together. So I'm going to move this back. I'm going to move it back too. I don't want the intersection that close. I was just talking about that. God, I hate that, man. That it does that. I can't connect it. Connect that one? Oh, I can. Okay, good. All right. And of course, it's going to put the light back there. Okay, that's a little better. And did it change? No, it kept... Yeah, it kept what I had there. Is that how I want it? Yeah. I don't want them to go straight across here. No, let's change this. I can see this being a problem already. So you go left or right there. And same thing over here. Do I want double there? We'll just do that. Because this is going to be pretty busy through here with, right? So I don't want people trying to get across. We may end up having to put a light here. I don't know. We'll see how this works out. I'm okay if they go either way down this way, because they obviously need to get back out to the interstate. Just going to extend that a little bit. Okay. How are we doing here? Half an hour? Haven't really put anything down yet. I'm going to make a... Probably end up change this to a industrial road, but I'm going to leave it for right now. What I can do here is use my node selector. Select this. I'm holding shift down here. What I do is I grab all of these and then go page up, and I'll just get this so it levels the ground out here. There we are. All right, that works. All right, I'm kind of digging the layout here. Now, this stuff, what I'm putting in, the water station and the treatment, eventually I'm going to build like its own area. So it'll look like a water treatment area, you know, with buildings and all of that. Not just like these two things. But for right now, we're just going to do this. And since I've got the money to do it, I could actually we could make a little forestry area over here. I think that's actually what I'll do. And we can export stuff. So I'm going to use the industrial roads. We have them specifically. And I think they look kind of cool. We'll use the 4-lane here. Let me see. Hold on. Do I want the medium? I think I do. As far as getting in, I'm going to bring this all the way back. And then we're going to switch to the little ones, and we'll get the industry road. There's a couple of options, I think. What the hell are they at? Way down here. That's a 4-lane? Let's do 4-lane, I suppose. Isn't that 4-lane? No. Okay. Let me just build out a little bit just to get started here. Now, as far as the industry area, I don't really care about like leaving space in between. But we do get traffic down here. But it's okay for now. What I mean is I want to take advantage and just get the zoning so that it's the most spaces used. If that makes any damn sense. Oh, shit. Let me fix this little terrain here. When you're doing the terrain adjustment, I would recommend turning the brush strength down a little bit because it can get a little nuts. You'll get some really weird, like, jagged edges on stuff. Okay, this is going to be enough for right now to get started. Let's get rid of these lights. So they won't put them here. They're not going to put them on the same size road, only at these larger intersections where the roads are different or whatever. Okay. So what I can do now is I can put the water treatment area over here, which, you know, it doesn't really matter if it's going to pollute a little bit, but again, it doesn't matter because, well, no water treatment. And we'll use the advanced. So I'm going to put this one Doesn't quite fit between the two. That's okay. So what you're seeing there is the ground pollution is going to cause and the noise pollution, or those two things. But I think I've got the effect turned off because it just looks horrible. Oh my gosh, this is what I get for using... Move it too close there. The space is already occupied. Is there already a pipe there? Oh, I see. Okay, well, I didn't have to move that. That's okay. Just leave it. Anyway, let's get piped in here. So what I'll do... This is the worst shit, man. This has always driven me crazy. Well, you get these big, kind of unnecessary info. There should be an option to toggle that off if you're just doing stuff like this. Like I'm laying in water pipes here. So I don't really need to see that other stuff. Now, I'll try to be, like, efficient with these, but I usually never am. And I don't stay under the roads like you'll see other master builders do, which makes more sense. But I don't do any of that. I don't make any sense. Not here. And if I was playing the game normally, I wouldn't be able to do all of this. I just would not have the money for it, not even close. But since I know I kind of don't have to worry about it right now, that's why we're going a little bit crazy here. And I'm probably going to end up losing a little bit of... Well, you always lose money initially. You just always... That's always going to happen. Okay, we need power. Power's going to go over here too. And because we're playing kind of unlocked here, I can actually choose something amazing. This is the most badass thing in the game. The ocean thermal energy conversion plant, but this is way overkill, and it's going to cost $3,200 a week to upkeep it. So what we're going to do right now, we'll do the nuclear power plant, which is plenty of power for us right now, but not, insanely expensive. What I will do is go right now into my budget panel and go to budget. I'm going to reduce this, because we're not going to need the full 100% off of this. That'll save a little money. So I'll have to connect power lines here. I hate power lines in the game. And there is a mod. Oh, these are not the same, are they? I did make them the same. So this is what I'm talking about, like my OCD. It's different. Can I survive that? Maybe. Now, what would make sense here for me to do is an overpass between these two, so that the industrial trucks, if they, because I'm going to line this with commercial, they can deliver goods. So as commercial pops in, they're going to want raw goods, and we can actually give it to them from our industrial area. But I don't think anarchy is going to, the game's going to be like, there's no way you can do this. There's not enough space. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. If I had thought about that. Okay. I get a little bit of a refund here, but I need this to happen. This also gives me a chance to get this to make it straighter. I didn't think about this before, but what we want to do here is that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to drag that until it disappears. And that tells me that is the most efficient angle, I guess, is that's a way to word it. There we are. That makes sense for the industrial people. Now I got to put this back in. We can do it. So I'll take these. I'll use these guidelines. Can be, it totally changes the curve. Now these should actually line up now. I mean, they should be the same distance apart is what I mean there. I want that one there. Curved road tool here. So what I could do, I mean, I could come straight in, but it's kind of a rough, it's too rough of a turn. I don't want like a 90 right there, right? Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to come one past. I'm going to mimic that here. I'm going to come one shy there. You guys are like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm trying to make this so it's like kind of an okay looking angle. Like that's okay to me. Now, can I mimic that here? Can I remember what I literally just did? So I want to bring this to there, I think is what I did. Just one past. And then... No. Hold on. Bring it to that. I think that's okay. I think it's a little... It's not the same, but it works. These are far enough apart where I can't really tell. Actually, it looks all right. I think we've got a slightly different curve there, though. Okay. Lights got to go. Lights got to go. Lights got to go. Do, do, do. All right. Let's start zoning in here now. So they want residential first. So I'm going to start back here because I'm going to drag the power. Here's what we're going to do. I've got some old or some smaller power lines here that we're going to use. This is going to be a problem. Can't quite get between there. So we'll do this. These will eventually go away. So what I do here, I'm going to bring this right here. And I'm going to start zoning this spot first so the power jumps across. Power jumps between buildings. I don't want high density here. And I'm going to leave a space here so that I can continue these roads if we need to. And I don't want to zone to this side, so I'm just going to do this for now. And I'm going to let this stuff start popping in. So let's turn on... We'll go triple speed here. We'll start to see people flowing into the city. This stuff will start popping in. And as it does, I can zone more. The reason I'm not zoning against this street is because the house might face this street, and I just don't want it. It's just like a preference thing. So I know if I do that, they'll face just this one road here. But we can kind of go crazy, just fill all this in. And again, I like leaving the space because you can put trees, paths, whatever you want. Let's put a little commercial down here. So this is where I'm going to zone, as I said, my commercial along this main road. Let's see, do we get... We'll do that. 4x4 is the largest you can get as far as a building. We'll do that. But these aren't going to jump in. I need to make sure I come on this side. We'll do this and this. Just do a 3x3 there. We'll just mimic that. Okay. I'm going to triple speed. And this should jump across here. So I have an advantage playing like I'm playing. I can put schools and stuff in like right off the bat. One of the first things you need to put down is a fire station. And I'm going to put these on this road so they can roll right out and they can go either direction. So I'm going to put fire there and I'm going to put police on the other side. Like that. I'm going to go ahead and put an elementary school in for this little neighborhood. And I don't want these on these collector roads. I want these like just, you know, like neighborhood. So we'll put it over on this side. And we'll put a little high school across from it. Normally I do that. We're going to put, I have access to parks already. This increases your land value. You can see the coverage you get there. It's pretty good. That actually covers that whole area. I can't go too crazy because we're going to be losing a lot of money. You won't be able to do this right away. Take this up to 12%. I did discover you can get away a little bit longer with industry and high density. You can go 13, 14% for a little bit, but not forever. But set it to 12%. This is tax rates. This makes a huge difference in the game. You need that income, and we got to just keep on this. We're going to keep cranking. Let's put, I want to take a little bit more advantage of the zone here, the zoning. That's perfect. I'm going to come to there, to there, and to there. Okay. We'll do that. And we'll do that. And that. And we'll fill in all of that as well. You'll see, the last thing you'll see, or the industry pops up last. It's always residential, then commercial, then industry. So they want more. Let's put some more commercial on this side. Actually do 4x4 there. 4x4 and 4x4. And I'll tell you what, we'll do a little store like this, since we've got like this weird little... Wait. Before I put that in, let's connect a path here. So this is Picker Tool. I love this as an add-on I cannot do without. You click Picker, you click something that you want, and it puts it in your hand. You don't have to like search for it. It's an incredible add-on. Let's make a little cut across there. Can I get away? We can get away with that, and we will do that. Okay. Okay. We'll do a little store right there, and I'll do another little store. No, I'm not going to put something there because that's probably going to end up being a bridge right there. And generally, when you get a demand for industrial, you'll start going into the positive. Right now, as you can see, we're losing like $200 to $2,400 a week. This is a weekly change for income. This is a weekly change for your citizens. Here comes people rolling into the city. This is going to be a problem with the way they're switching here. That's because this isn't a double. I'm just going to leave it. I don't really care. We'll see how that works out. There's a little bit of industrial demand. So we'll start putting some industrial in. And I guess I'll just go generic. Well, hold on. You don't have to. Let's paint. No, we're not going to do generic. Let's paint an industrial area. An industry area. And we can specialize here. Oriental Center? Are you kidding? We'll choose forestry. No. I always fuck this up. So I think I've got to paint a district like this. This is so weird to me, man. It doesn't make any sense that I have to, like, do this twice. But I think I do. Now I've got to go here and I've got to say forestry. Yeah. You think you could just do this with just this one, but I don't know. I don't really understand why that's a thing. It's because it's the specialization, but now I've got like 2 things here, man. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Oriental Center? Are you kidding? Hold on. Hold on. What happens if I do that? I don't need to specialize it? That's all I have to do? It's set as forestry. Maybe this is for the... Let me see how this works, man. So, I think I've got to place a forestry building here. The main building. And I'll put this here. Okay. So, let's see. Let's get some worker barracks in here. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. I don't know. To me, it still seems weird. So it's a district, and then it's a specialized district. But again, I don't know. To me, that's just doesn't make a lot of sense that you have to do it that way. Okay. Let's put a couple. I can't go crazy here. But we'll do some tree plantations. We'll just one little production thing here. And I'll put the production on this side. I'm going to a couple of little storage things here. That's a big... Let's put the storage here. And then what I can do, I should be able to just fill in generic between here. We can change this later. I don't want it actually on that road. That's like, I want to keep that like it's the main road. We'll do this. I'm putting these in like this because I don't want too many to pop in. Okay. Now, so when these pop in, it should be forest related. It's probably way overkill there. It's not something you can usually do right off the bat. Oh, you know what I have to do here? So this is the nice thing about the forestry area. You can put your own trees, and let's use, I like using whatever's currently on the map. We can do this. And they'll use these resources. It's a really cool feature. Although I just zoned in that, so we don't want them there. Let's do this. But they'll also get them from those things we just put in. All right. See that disappear? That demand there? All right. They want housing. How are we doing? We are coming up on an hour. Got to wrap this up. Let's put... do that. Do that. Do that. Along the backside here. And then we got this whole side. Do. So you see the delivery trucks, they're dropping off stuff to the stores, and then they can go right back across where they belong. Na-da-dum. Do-do-do-do. Is that 4x4? Yes, it is. Okay. Let that kind of balance out a little bit there. Do triple speed. Watch this build up here. Do, 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 do. You'll get them. You'll get them, my friend. If you have an icon flashing, you don't know what it is, you click on the building, and if you hover over it, it'll tell you low amount of raw materials, but it just fixed itself. And this can be different things in your city. Now, I don't want to connect the train up yet because it's a big expense, but we'll eventually connect so we can export out of the city. But you will have a thing that happens with your industry where they do need to sell the products. So I always make sure I've got some storage going, but they do need access to your commercial zones and or a shipping harbor or a train harbor, something so they, or what they'll do is drive it out of the city. And it actually wouldn't, just for now, I'm going to put a shortcut here for them. If I choose this and I'll do my, little I hate how the angle, how it angles. Like you would think that thing would angle away. I don't want it there. God, that's frustrating as balls. Gonna do this? Okay, we'll do that. This gives them a slip lane right out onto the highway. Now, one thing that you've got to do here, you've got to babysit lane connector. They will go all the way across the highway if you don't tell them not to do it. It's ridiculous. Like they'll shoot out across all 3 lanes of traffic. So I usually set it, just hug that inside. So that'll get them out onto the highway really quickly. And huge demand, again, coming in already. So there's other services we need to put down, but I'm going to wait until we see what they are. We're going to need clinics, death care, all that stuff. This one... we could do that. Okay. Oh, so this is an icon that says we have somebody who's died. So we need death care. Now you can use cemeteries, and that's the only option you have right off the bat. I cannot stand what they did with cemeteries. Once they fill up, they just blink, and you have to empty them. That's not how it works in real life. So I'm not really sure what they were thinking when they made that. Fortunately, since we have everything unlocked, we have access to crematoriums. And those are pretty much the only 2 options you have in the game. So let's put a crematorium. We'll put it here for right now, and they will do their thing, which is send out. Now, I think if we click on this, we can actually pick what we want. You know, we'll do random. So we can get, there's 2 different types of hearses, but you can download more. They have all kinds of stuff. One thing I like to do with these stores, I have an add-on called Bob, or if I click on the store, I can get rid of billboards and stuff that I don't like. Like I can't stand some of the billboards they have. Like I don't like that one. So I'm setting the probability to 0, clicking the check mark, and then any building like this that pops up in the future won't have the billboards on them. Some are obnoxious. Some are kind of cool. Anyway, we're over an hour. We got quite a bit done here. Let's take a look at our info panel up here. Click on electricity. So you can see we're way, way overproducing. That's costing us money. But we're actually getting ready to start making money here. As you can see down here. Way overproducing water-wise. As a matter of fact, let me go into the budget. Let's take this down to Funky Town. Budget, water. Let me see if I can get away with that. No, not quite that far. The sewage treatment doesn't. Just put it around 80%. It'll save us a little bit of money. If I unpause, that should go back up. There we go. I have garbage turned off. There's a mod. I can't stand dealing with garbage. It's just a pain in the butt. And I talk about this before, but there's a bug with your main industry building where it'll just always flash. Just always. I can't pick up the garbage, and I get kind of tired of seeing it. So here's our education. The stuff in red means they just haven't, they're still being educated. They haven't had time to be educated yet. Looks like we could actually use another elementary school, but I'm going to leave it for right now. Plenty of capacity high school. We have nobody eligible for library. I could put a public library in. The public libraries, let's see what they do again. It gives a small bonus to education within the building radius, so I don't know if it's worth the money right now to do that. I guess what I can do, though, I'm going to put another elementary school in here if I can. I guess I'll put one over here, which means somebody is going to have to take one for the team. If I can get away with just one house, there. I don't mind that. We just lost one person there. They can deal with that. Each side, now we have covered there, and that should push the, way up. All right. Well, let's call this an episode. I like the layout already. Kind of cool. And we'll be developing the Skyline with some high-density stuff, give us some taller buildings. But for right now, That'll do it. Thanks for watching. You guys and gals take care. I will see you in the next episode of Cities Skylines. Peace.